welcome back. We're your two crooked-tailed kangaroo hosts. Help you navigate the noise and cut through the bullshit in the health and wellness space.
Yes, sir.
What is good with you? What's new?
What's new? I got chigger bites on my legs.
I saw that. It looked
last week.
It looked way worse than what I've seen as chigger damage.
I'm pretty allergic, I guess, to mosquitoes. Are they also called no-see-ums? Have you heard that name for them?
No-see-ums, I thought, are more a flying thing. So like a gnat or a midge.
I don't know who came up with this name.
Chigger?
Yeah, because the amount of times I've been like, oh, I'm talking to people through the week and they just do this like, what was the fuck did you just say?
Yeah.
I'm like,
yeah.
Gar.
Yeah, someone just looking for the knee-jerk reaction.
Yeah, I'm like, no, motherfucker. Yeah, dude, I got bit on the sack. Surprise, world. Fuck. So that's, I've been better than that, but the bites, I had a round of bites maybe, I don't know, 2 summers ago, my first run in going through the woods. Me and Juan were going to skate somewhere and we stepped through this like fucking bushy, brushy hullabaloo and, he was fine. And they just assaulted me in my belly button, in my arm. Like I was like, I had probably 50, actually not that time. So this time they were like, we missed it.
Yeah.
Give me that.
Yeah.
And
unfinished business.
That's right. Fuck. So all good though.
All right. So this is what we're going to say is hot takes episode. So hot take, maybe not a hot take. Most people would actually agree that just chiggers suck ass.
They fucking suck. Yeah.
Literally and figuratively as it were.
Yeah. They might suck on your ass.
All right. So conversely, that's not good. Tell me something good. We always talk about trying to reframe our viewpoint of gratitude. We talk openly more so off camera than we do on camera, but what's something you're thankful for as of late? You can't say the new Switch.
Fuck. Nothing then. I hate life. Yeah. No, I'm very thankful for what feels, I feel like I go through different waves of understanding PRI. And there are points where I'm like, wow, I really get this. And then right after that happens, I'm like, I don't know fucking anything about anything. I should never do this again. And right now I'm in the like, I feel like I get quite a bit of stuff. I had a really cool case situation in the last week that was like nice.
The resolution was sick. Yeah. And also validating to your skill set.
Yeah. It tested me. And then I confirmed with my mentor, like, hey, am I thinking about this right? And he was like, yeah, like everything's like spot on. So
dead ass. Yeah. That's awesome.
How about you?
I would say more in the side of community. Our neighbors where I live now are all very amazing. Everyone's like immersive in each other's lives in a not offensive or creepy way. It's just a very supportive, intermingled community. So my roommate and I threw a cocktail party Friday and it was just a very wholesome experience. It was wild. It was silly. Everyone had a great time.
Fuck yeah.
But yeah, so coming from South Florida, that level of interaction and camaraderie just doesn't exist. You're not having deep neighborly experiences to the point where you might just be spending time with them 4 days a week, if not more. Yeah. Just in anyone's like their deck, their porch, their garage.
Yeah. You just like pop over.
Yeah. So I have never experienced anything. It's crazy that it took me almost 40 years to find that, but
it is pretty fucking magical.
Yeah. It's profound and it's better late than never. So it was just a very wholesome experience. We started at 8:30, wrapped up around 1 a.m, just having a good old time.
Hell yeah.
It was, a couple close friends, a lot of neighbors. So it was sick.
Everyone was blown away at your mixology skills.
We did all right, I will say.
Yeah.
Most people were not expecting us to have a full bar, a full menu, and just crank it out.
Yeah. The picture you sent me, the menu looked sick. Remind me, what was the favorite cocktail that you put together?
The most that we did a spiced yuzu margarita.
Sick.
And we probably made the most of those that night.
Okay, that was your hot item.
And we do a reposado tequila espresso martini.
Nice. So, fuck yeah. Any fun coffee?
Nothing right now. I was able to snag a piece of contraband from a fellow coffee provider. So something that he took off his menu. Shout out JJ Subliminal. So I have some of the raw materials of one of my favorite drinks. So he taught me how to make that at home, and it is delightful. So it's a
what is it?
It's a rosemary sweet cold foam cold brew.
Whoa.
And it's delightful.
Interesting.
So shout out JJ Subliminal. He's a
dude. He crafts some crazy shit. Yeah. I need to connect and steal some beans.
He's a good dude. Beanless. So he's what he call a multi roaster. So he will feature a different roastery every couple of weeks. And
that's fun.
Yeah. So
you get a lot of different like flavor experiences.
For sure. So his pour overs, his drips, his espresso will all be a fluid thing every couple of weeks.
Yeah.
As well as his like seasonal items that are also informed by those decisions.
All the lucky people at Lolu getting to
oh yeah, it's such a great thing for him and them.
Suck down the goodness.
Anywho, we digress.
I mean,
the hot takes.
The hot takes.
A couple of missiles in the air, things like that. We try to keep things pretty much as lighthearted, wholesome, and proactive as we possibly can, but there's just little things that rub us the wrong way and trends that we see that we're just like, all right, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, why do people latch onto these things? What do we got first on our runway?
Runway is a great way to put it because we're talking fasted cardio.
Okay. What's the
belief is that somehow you will burn more fat if you are doing your exercising or your cardio on an empty stomach. This is a quick one to just dispel because there's no data to support it. And there's a lot of just fitness myth out there that just gets propagated, and everyone loves to rearrange their decisions to get the most out of it. And at the end of the day, as long as you're in a healthy deficit and you're moving a bunch, that will set you up for whatever weight fat loss you're looking for.
Right.
Tricking your body into potentially burning more because it's now not fed does not work that way.
Does not work that way. Yeah. I think you see something on like a treadmill that's like fat burn boost. And then like, do you press that button and think you're doing it? Like, I think there's this outrageous belief, sadly, because it's all marketing. And this is a place where I think you and I both are pretty big sticklers for semantics because language is thought, right? And so like how you express thought matters. You can't just say one word can mean all these things because you decide it does.
Yeah.
That's not how the word works. That's not how language works.
That's how the internet works right now, unfortunately.
It is very unfortunate, but this is a case where like people just say shit like, oh, when you do this, you're in this like fat burning zone. And that, I don't know where the fuck you come up with it outside of just becoming a hallmark. Like, look at this shiny
it's just
thing.
An easy marketability thing to either gain more memberships, buy a new plan, coaching, what have you. But the only thing, the one little nugget I'll pull out of that is there is a way for you to get more out of your fat burning boosting on a treadmill. Most people don't really employ it very often, but if you start adding more and more of an incline, that has been shown even in recent data. So on an extreme enough incline, if you are walking, equated time for time, you're burning more calories than you are running. But the thing where people make the mistake is they will crank up the incline and then just hold on to the size of the machine, which nullifies the effect of the incline.
Right. Your need to climb.
Yeah. So if you really are trying to like get the most out of a cut, really get a solid deficit that is at least balanced healthily with your dietary choices, a incline walk is a fantastic modality for weight loss and fat loss because it does compound the caloric burn, but you have to lean into the suck. It's a Sisyphus level climb. I mean, if you want the most out of it, you're going to be on a treadmill for 20 minutes at a 15-degree incline. It sucks.
Yeah.
But how bad do you want the weight loss?
Yeah.
And the fat loss. You can do it that way.
Yeah.
So
yeah, fasted cardio is a bad idea. There's a difference between people having a just like, this is the blood sugar level and whatever and tummy feeling that I want to have going into training. Like I'm probably not going to eat like a fucking plate of lasagna and then go do jujitsu. But you do typically want to have stuff in the tank to burn, especially when you're going to go do something really high demand.
For sure.
And your output will be better. I mean, why, if that was better, then why is it not like almost legally required that all professional athletes and Olympians don't eat for X number of hours prior? Like you would see this across the board in elite people, and if you look at what someone elite is doing and it's very different than you and you think you have an upper hand, like
yeah.
reevaluate.
Well, I mean, that's a great comparison to make because most people are not looking at what it takes for an elite person. Because if you also equate calories, an elite level athlete is eating 5 times as much as the lay person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So because they actually have a well burning metabolism, they actually are meeting their energy demands because of how rigorous their training or their performing might be.
Yeah.
Where again, there's a lot of people that are way more sedentary that they can't actually process that much energy that they're putting in their body.
Yeah.
But yeah, most people don't want to, they want the easy thing.
Yeah.
So if they can just somehow check the box and be like, oh, well, this is satisfying my fat and weight loss. I don't have to even worry about making a breakfast and I just have to get out there and do it. And magically my results will be compounded. It's just predatory stuff on the internet, unfortunately, or just ignorance at the end of the day too.
Yeah. Yeah. Cause if you go and try it and it's not working, like, hello.
And then pivoting from the ambition of weight loss, calorie burning, fat loss, that leads us into extreme diet fads. So you're carnivore, you're keto.
Yep.
You know,
shove a frozen steak up your ass, and that's the best way for the. You hear people just come up with the craziest shit ever about, oh, these new enzymes will unlock your inner chamber chakra, and then that'll release this flood of bioplasm and like
mitochondrial function.
Oh my God. And your cell power is, and you're just like, dude, get fucking lost. Yeah. I think it's, people will maybe be upset, offended, whatever, if they've done something that feels extreme, or we're calling it extreme. It is extreme because it's not balanced. I mean, you're doing something extreme. It's not an attack on you. It just is what it is. But your results are usually better than wherever you came from, because probably, maybe for the first time in a while, you're actually like really considering all the things you're eating, buying mostly fucking steaks, right? Like whatever your thing is. And now you're managing your food for the first time and wondering, oh, wow, I feel better. I ate at this time and this time and this time, and I have all this protein and blah, blah, blah. Like, yeah, there are benefits to these things, but you miss out on fiber and a whole myriad of other
micronutrient balance, which is crazy.
Yep.
The other hot take is that no one ever really wants to hear is that a diet should not be a prolonged thing anyway.
Right.
It is not a new lifestyle that you adhere to in perpetuity.
Yeah.
It is a change in something to aggressively alter your metabolic state for a shorter period of time.
Like a block.
Yes. And we were talking about this off camera, but it can do metabolic damage. It can do hormonal damage and on a long enough timeline. So you're trying to get the most out of it for, say, 4 to 6 months tops, because also your body's looking for homeostasis.
Yep.
When you're aggressively changing the script for your body, it is then regulating up or down to try to find the balance of where you think you're going to then level it off to stop a change in aggressive weight gain or weight loss out of self-preservation.
Yeah.
So you're not supposed to do it for very long. It's not sustainable.
Right.
And you need to use it as a tool, but not as a change in your lifestyle. The balanced diet, balanced to your needs and your lifestyle, is always going to win 100% of the time and make you feel better in the long run.
100%. It's the same principle as like trying to beat the market. Like, good fucking luck, pal. You might get really lucky. You might be an outlier, but then what? The fucking guy who got all the Doge and didn't sell it, like, nice try.
It looked good on that blip.
Yeah, that's the carnivore that stays there for 8 years and then finally goes to the cardiologist, and they're like, guess what, motherfucker? You got a fat heart. Like, that thing is chunky. And they're like, what? I feel great. Now you do. Like, guess it's just
long game. You're not going to. A balanced diet with a good micronutrient density is going to be your best friend always.
Yep. Eat the Rainbow is like tried and true. Like, whole palette of colors, lots of variation. And just, it's not a good idea for sustainability and your well-being.
Which then is a perfect segue. We just not so affectionately called it deficit shaming. A really big trend that we're seeing on the internet now is with anyone who's trying to, the goal is for health and fitness and getting people healthier, but the hard fast rule that if you're not losing weight, you're not actually in a deficit. And that is tough, because then depending on the person or the individual and their lifestyle, they could be in a very much unhealthy place in terms of absolute minimal input or ingestion of food and nutrients.
1,000 calories a day.
And
as their baseline.
Yes. And I, unfortunately, on a coaching side, I have to work with a lot of busy professionals that only eat once or twice a day. And they are perplexed as why they can't lose weight, and they're on the move all the time. But the first thing I ask anybody is like, are you ever hungry? And I'm like, no. I'm like, that's a problem. That means your hunger cues, your ghrelin signals are completely dysregulated. And at a certain point, if you are having so little food and moving around so much, like your body is going to stay, you're either going to stop you moving, it's going to rob you of energy.
Well, you're going to hit this big crash, and people talk about like, I hit a wall or I bonked. It's the same as like runners in a race that they just hit a fucking, oh my God, I have no steam left.
So the big cornerstone of a lot of people's platform now is, well, if you aren't losing weight, you are actually in a deficit, because they're just talking about straight thermodynamics. But there's always nuance in that. I mean, if you're eating so little and moving around so much, your body is not going to expend a lot in terms of self-preservation. Otherwise, it would be a free fall and you die. Also, there are tons of other mitigating factors like medications. I have several clients, both in the gym and coaching, that are all navigating onboarding new medications, and it completely throwing off their hormone signaling and how their body processes their food. So people that we've had dialed and haven't changed a thing, and they're the best they've ever been, adding a new medication, completely throwing it off. And the water weight gain, and it's not a one size fits all thing. And there always needs to be nuance and consideration in all the factors, rather than just like, well, you're doing all these things, but it's clearly not enough for and again, don't get me wrong. As a coach, I deal with people kind of skirting the numbers, not being,
for sure. Those people are outliers that you're defining. Like by and far, because most people, I think, are under the impression that they're in a deficit, and they've never looked and measured. I usually say, let's just do it for a week. Don't change a single fucking thing. Just get a scale. If you probably have something like that in your home, find out actually how many grams, how many ounces, like, are you actually consuming regularly? And then tell me whether or not you're in that space.
For sure. And where people get it wrong is they will remember the good days. Like, oh, I was so dialed. But then they have a day out that's like they crush a pizza, or they're at a birthday,
and dessert,
and it's cake and drinks
calories,
and all that stuff. So while a day-to-day thing can be great, you also have to look at your weekly average, because you could annihilate your weekly deficit with a couple bad days. I mean, that's why they say if you can kill the week, you can ruin it all in a weekend. So that's it. So yes, they're the majority of them saying yes is most people don't really know what a deficit is, or they give themselves too much credit. They're like, oh, I know exactly what I'm eating. They may not. However, there is a there's a larger than infinitesimally small population that are just overworked, underfed, and they need to go the opposite way. They need to start eating more. Because if a girl is sitting there like, oh, I'm on 900 calories, it's like, and you walk around in New York and you are also doing cardio and doing training, like you need to go the opposite direction. You need to have 1800 at least. Because the main thing is like, are you hungry? When do you get hungry? Oh, I get hungry around like 3 p.m. Like what?
For the first time.
Crazy. Like you are starving yourself, and you need to go the opposite direction. So too much of a deficit is also a bad thing and can keep you plateaued for a very long time. And you think you're doing everything right. But that sensibility of, as long as you eat like a bird and run around like a marathon runner, you're gonna have the body of a supermodel. It's just unhealthy.
It is nonsense. Did you ever, in where we're going next, find yourself within your health journey, like getting into the extremes of, I don't know, every aspect of optimization or like health awareness, like the more things you read about this type of light and this pollution and this thing and microplastics and what like the list goes on and on and on and on about the things that are slowly killing us. Have you ever been in a space where you were like hyper vigilant about trying to avoid or felt like very compelled or maybe even anxious about like how to integrate all that information and like make your life as healthy as possible?
Yeah. I would say I've run the internal dialogue in my head. However, I feel like when you start pursuing that end, it's going to get more and more neurotic and you're going to cease to be living a healthy lifestyle. A good feeling healthy lifestyle, like emotionally healthy lifestyle.
Yeah.
Because you're going to be in such fear and just this contrived cobbling together of, oh, I need to do this. Oh, I can't do that. I need to do this. It's like, no. So that's why we talk about the kind of like the non-negotiables is just resistance train, have a mostly whole food diet, try to have some decent sleep, try to manage your stress
and have good friends.
Yeah. That will give you 90+% of the best lease on life possible. Now, a lot of the other stuff, we don't even know where it's all coming from or how to necessarily stop it or what all of these outside influences might be in terms of different wavelengths of light, pollution, carcinogens,
candles, what fabric is this couch made of? I think,
And it just becomes, if you want to go through all of that and make it absolutely stellar and perfect, best of luck.
Good luck. Yeah.
But I don't want to devote all of that mental energy and also time to suss all that out because up to this point, the low-hanging fruit decisions of fitness, decent enough diet, movement, stress management, and people has made me the happiest, period.
Yeah.
If there's more to be had, we can squeeze that juice later, but I don't want to be neurotically bound to that pursuit. Personally, I think that's just, life's too short.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it tacks on to the oddity of phrasing that people like Gary Brecka or somebody like that who has this massive following says things that feel conspiratory and like there's this latching that happens for people, and I've been there, and if you implement the things that some of these people say and you end up feeling better and whatever stuff happens, like good for you. Great. But don't superimpose that onto the rest of the world like this. You end up becoming this evangelical for Wi-Fi and like, the light frequencies, and don't use that and use this. And, you shouldn't have towels made out of that. Like, what a crazy, fucked up, horrible place to exist in. You're not this glass house made of bird bones and dust. Like you can deal with a lot. You haven't died yet. If you're listening, like, you're probably going to be fine. And news alert, like you're going to die anyway.
Or like
one day.
UV and like sun exposure and all of that. So it's like news flash, blue zones. They're well in the sun on coastal areas and people stay outside all the time.
Right. Yeah.
So,
there is a training, if you will, to sun exposure.
Yeah.
Right. Like there is to, you don't just go and do your max effort deadlift the first time you've ever lifted.
Right.
Like you need to build up the rigidity and all the things. Right. And but I think that the folks that end up getting into these extreme camps of like spiralized water and it needs to rotate to the right because then the ion accumulation of this, I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah. Just
son.
drink water, get some electrolytes, call it a day, move on. Yeah. Think less, do more, enjoy more things, and stop being scared of the world around you. Yeah. Because you can't control a ton of it.
You'd probably be healthier.
Yeah. What you can control is just be more naive to all that nonsense. Because it's all just noise, fear mongering, and trying to sell you something at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's true. If you, any of these motherfuckers that you see talking about this disease and this disaster thing, like they always have the purified, incredible version that probably has same shit in it anyway.
100%.
Like,
so yeah, just eat a 70 to 80% around whole food diet, move, like exercise 3 times a week, walk,
Sleep. Yeah.
sleep,
Do something
and
you like.
have people that make you laugh.
Uh-huh.
End of story.
Right.
If there's some other things you can optimize along the way, good. Do it out of curiosity, but don't do it out of fear.
Yeah.
Like, get over it.
Yeah.
Another hot take for me, and this is for sure divisive, makes you sound borderline sexist, but the dispelling of the notion that a female body's needs are different than a male body's needs in terms of fitness. The human body is the same. And unfortunately, there are so many things marketed to women that history will show are holding you back. The needs are the same. We have studies that show that, scaled to size and ability, women and men will grow muscle under the same circumstances the exact same way.
Yeah.
You don't
It's not
need,
a different mechanism.
right? Yeah. And while you might have a different hormonal cycle than a man,
Right. Very true.
Yeah, the mechanisms that cause you to have health and fitness and grow muscle, exactly the same.
Right.
You don't need a female tailored plan.
Right.
And just because you might train hard, you're not going to look like a man because you are physiologically not designed that way.
Right. Yeah. You won't turn
Yeah.
into this bulking.
And it just,
Hunkosaurus.
you're going to want the strength long term. You're going to want the resilience long term.
The bone density.
Yeah, 100%. So we're just going to, thankfully, there's people in the space that are starting to be more vocal about that, but it just needs to happen sooner. Women need to be weight training sooner.
Yeah. Empowered. Dude, the amount of times that I start a new block with female client and they're blown away by their own strength. I'm like, what have you been lifting? They're like 5 pounds. I'm like, here's 15. They're like, I've never ever moved this once in my life. I'm like, well, today. And they're going, ooh, and squeezing hard. I'm like, surprise.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're a
Everybody's
badass.
body can do it.
You're a fucking gangster.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And the best thing too is this will be a miniature hot take around it just because of the people that I work with on a daily basis. 90% of the women that I train, so the disparity between the sexes, women have such a better adherence to form and attention to detail in their bodies than men do.
100%.
It's like,
and I would say too, might feel annoying, higher pain tolerance threshold. The amount of men that squirm like little fucking babies when I put a thumb on their forearm. I just, even if I'm wrong, I'm not wrong. Women are just built different in that sense.
No,
the
if you can,
toughness is
straight up, this
crazy.
is the praise side of it. I know it sounds like we're dragging them to be like, oh, well, they start training like a guy. You're being when a girl comes around to it and that light bulb turns on, this isn't going to hurt me. I'm not going to turn into She-Hulk.
Yeah.
They're scaling their attention to detail and their form. And like you said, their willingness to dig in
and suffer.
Finding the way to dig in sometimes takes a while.
Sure.
Where that's the change is men are willing to do the reckless abandon thing.
Sooner.
Shittily.
Yeah.
A freaking buffoon yeet shit.
Yeah.
But they're willing to do the intensity right away.
Yeah.
Finding the intensity in the woman is hard. But once they get there, they're a force.
Yeah.
It's sick.
Yeah, it is.
Whereas
amazing.
guys are ah! And all right, well, we need to dial this back. You need to control this, manage your shoulders.
Pal.
Yeah. So it's great. I'm like, we're going to tear the phone book in half eventually. Don't worry.
Yes.
But it needs to look pretty doing it. Whereas women, you give them 2 cues. It's boop, perfect.
Dunzo. Yeah.
And then it's just no, you can go harder.
And they're
really?
Yeah.
No, go harder. So that's another hot take is women are way better at working out than men. Yeah. They just need to have the right inspiration to do it.
Yeah.
And the right confidence building and trust. So
yeah.
Hot takes.
Hell yeah. Over and out, motherfuckers.
10-4, good buddy.